Good day, everyone. This is Daphne from DEVC206, and today I'll be discussing the first part of Module 10, Writing for Radio. Before we dive in, let's pause for a moment and think. Every time we tune in to a well placed radio program, whether it's a lively morning newscast, a heartfelt public service broadcast, or an entertaining campus talk show, have you ever wondered how the host manages to stay smooth, organized, and perfectly on cue every time? The secret lies in one essential element: the radio script. But what is a radio script? A radio script is a written material that contains dialogue as well as directions for music, voicing, and sound effects that go into a program. It's basically the blueprint of a radio production. A script tells the announcer exactly what to say or do, and also when and how to say it. In other words, it's both a guide and a control tool, guiding the flow of the program and controlling timing, tone, and transitions. Think of a script as a roadmap. It helps everyone, the announcer, the technician, and even the director, know where the program is headed. Now, why is it important? There are four key reasons why a radio script is indispensable. First, it ensures smooth program continuity. With a script, an announcer will never be at a loss for words. It keeps the program organized and helps the host transition naturally from one topic to another. Second, it ensures accuracy of information. Radio programs are live and time bound. A script minimizes the risk of spreading unverified information and ensures that names, figures, and facts are correct before airing. Third, it helps in organizing information. A script allows the announcer to arrange content in a logical sequence: introduction, body, conclusion, so that listeners can easily follow. And fourth, it aids in proper program timing. A good script keeps the announcer within the time limit and helps decide which information to include or cut depending on airtime. Together, these 4 points show how a script provides structure while allowing creativity to flow within boundaries. But a radio script doesn't only contain what the host will say. It also includes technical cues such as sound effects, background music, pauses, and transitions. These details are written so that the announcer and technician can work in sync with each other. For instance, you'll see notes like music up and under or SFX, applause. These cues make sure the program sounds as intended, even if it's pre recorded or live. So the script bridges two worlds: the creative side of communication and the technical side of production. Now, moving on to the types of radio scripts. There are actually several kinds of radio scripts depending on the purpose and format of the program, but each type has its own structure, tone, and technical requirements. Certain radio productions require specific types of scripts depending on the nature of the program. Each one has its own purpose, structure, tone, and level of detail. So let's go over the most common ones. The first type is continuities. Continuities are short narrations or spiels that connect one program segment to another, ensuring a smooth and natural transition between parts. They usually include ad libs, time checks, or station reminders that prevent dead air. For example, in music shows like The Morning Rush or Barangay LS Forever, announcers use short continuity scripts to keep energy consistent and guide listeners from one song or segment to the next. Even if they sound spontaneous, announcers often follow a written guide that tells them when to fade music, when to introduce the next topic, and how to maintain flow. Continuities may seem simple, but they are crucial for professional and seamless broadcasting. The second type is news script. A news program requires a full blown script because accuracy and relevance of information are essential. The script contains verified facts about events and issues in the community, the nation, and the world. It is written clearly, objectively, and concisely so that the announcer can deliver the story precisely, focusing on what happened, where, when, and why. For example, in programs such as DZRH News Nationwide or Radio Patrol Balita, anchors follow written scripts to deliver news with balance and clarity. These scripts sometimes include short interviews or recorded sound bites, often labeled as actuality, referring to clips from field reports or on site coverage. The goal of a news script is to ensure factual, smooth, and well paced delivery of stories within the time limit. The third type is the interview script. Although interviews often sound spontaneous, some level of scripting is still necessary, especially when accuracy of information or limited airtime must be observed. This type of script usually contains the interviewer's introduction, the guest's background, and a list of guide questions to maintain focus and flow. It also includes transition phases such as, let's hear more about that, or what are your thoughts on this issue, to help manage pacing. For instance, in programs like The Chiefs or Talk to Papa, interview scripts help ensure that the discussion remains natural but organized, allowing both host and guest to stay on topic while sounding conversational. For the fourth type, we have the public service announcements or the PSAs. These are short messages written to inform or remind the public about relevant community events, health advisories, or public campaigns. Public service announcements are often sent by organizations, government agencies, or NGOs to radio stations for airing. For example, this message is brought to you by the Department of Health. Get vaccinated today. PSAs can also include greetings, activity reminders, or calls to action. Because they are brief and time sensitive, the language must be clear, direct, and persuasive. They are an essential part of development communication, especially for community or educational radio programs. And lastly, we have drama scripts. Producing a radio drama requires more attention to creative and technical details than other program types. A drama script includes dialogues, scene descriptions, and detailed directions for sound effects and music cues. For instance, if a character opens a door and enters a room, the script might read SFX, door creaks, open, footsteps approaching. Programs such as Gabi ng Lagim or Dear MOR use this kind of script to create vivid sound pictures that stimulate the listener's imagination. Every line, sound effect, and pause contributes to the storytelling, making the drama script one of the most powerful forms of radio writing. Now, moving on to the script format. Scripts may be prepared in different forms. However, it's important that every station follows a particular format and that all members of the radio staff are familiar with it. Having a standard format ensures that everyone, from the announcer to the sound technician, understands and interprets script markings consistently during production. The following are the standard components and mechanics of a radio script as illustrated by Radyo DZLB's format in the module. The title page. The title page contains the necessary information about the program. It may also include the beginning of the body of the script if there's still space. It typically includes the following: the station box, where the name of the station, the frequency, and the call sign is located; the program details, wherein the title of the program, date, and time of broadcast; personnel, writer, director, announcer, and technician, along with the roles. Next, the inside pages. Inside pages contain the main body of the script. The module emphasizes several rules for formatting and clarity. First, repeat the program title on the upper left-hand corner of each page. Next, include the page number right after the title, separated by a couple of dashes or dots. Type all copies double-spaced using only one side of the paper. Double spacing makes the script easier to read and revise. Type in capital letters everything that is not meant to be spoken on air, such as directions for sound effects, music cues, or character names, and underline directions for or titles of music. This helps the technician or spinner quickly locate music or sound effect cues during broadcast. Now, as for the additional formatting mechanics, we have speaker identification. Write the names of the speakers on the left margin, then begin the corresponding dialogue slightly to the right on the same line. Sound and music cues. Indicate music titles or sound cues on the left margin, then continue with the direction or dialogue in the body of the script. Text, stage, or music directions. Directions that occur within the dialogue should be enclosed in parentheses and written in capital letters, so the actor knows not to read them aloud. Avoid hyphenation. Never break a word at the end of the line. Carry the entire word to the next line to prevent mispronunciation. Continuation notes. If a speech must continue on the next page, write more at the bottom so the reader is prepared for the continuation. Numbering for multi-speaker scripts. When a script involves several speakers, number every line on the left margin. Begin with 1 at the top of the page and continue downward. This makes it easier for the director to reference or cut parts when needed. And page handling. Never ever staple script pages at the top. They must be loose so speakers can drop each page after reading. If stapled, do it in the bottom left corner to reduce noise when flipping pages through live reading. So in summary, following a proper script format ensures consistency, timing, accuracy, and smooth coordination during live or recorded broadcasts. A well-formatted script is the silent partner of every announcer, making sure that words, sounds, and timing come together seamlessly on air. Remember that the script isn't just for the announcer. It's for the entire production team. Everyone must have a common understanding of the markings and directions so that coordination remains smooth during broadcast. This teamwork element is one of the reasons why writing for radio requires clarity and consistency. It's not just about writing what to say, but also about ensuring that everyone behind the mic knows what to do. So, in conclusion, a radio script is not just paper filled with lines. It is the heart of a radio broadcast, ensuring accuracy, structure, and flow. It provides direction for the announcer, coordination for the crew, and clarity for the listener. And as DEFCON practitioners, understanding how to write and interpret radio scripts help us create programs that inform, educate, and inspire our audiences effectively. Once again, this is Daphne from DEVC206. Thank you for listening, and may this inspire you to write your next great broadcast story.